Modern BMWs like this do not come with a spare tire and instead opt in for run flat tires and maybe a tire inflator kit. That's great for weight savings and cutting down costs, but what if you run a set of regular summer tires or going on a road trip and don't really want to be stuck on the side of the road? Well, then you get yourself one of these modern spare tire kits, which they make for most modern vehicles. Yes, even this very heavy electric BMW. I'll go into all the reasons why it's a good idea to get a spare tire for your car later in this video, but it's crazy to me that this $100,000 BMW iX does not have one, especially as I can't imagine that most shops stock a 22-inch tire like this. Anyway, first let's see what comes included and install it on the car for some real-world testing. It's actually really small, the whole package, so I'm excited to see because the tires and wheels on this iX are ginormous, so I want to see how this works. Put that to the side. All right, so it has a very nice case, as we can see. I'll take the whole tire out. This is a T155 by 90 R18. Very strange size, but obviously this is for temporary use only, so it's a spare type of tire. It does say that the max speed is 50 miles an hour, but the range should be basically not limited. Let's see what's included in this kit. All right, so we have a scissor jack. We have a plastic bag for your old tire so you don't get your car dirty. So it looks like we have everything that we would need to remove the wheel and lift up the car. So here's what the wheel actually looks like. This is 18 by 4, so this is only 4 inches wide. It's narrower than the wheels I had on my BMW i3, which is kind of hard to believe that this will hold a BMW iX, which is like 6,000 pounds or something. This is made out of aluminum alloy, so it should be nice and strong. One very important step if you own a BMW with air suspension is to disable said air suspension before you jack up the cars. And to do so, we're just gonna go to this button right here. So this is the air suspension button. I'm gonna press and hold it for about 7 seconds, and then we expect that LED to blink rapidly. So I'm just gonna let it go. And there you go. And now if I press this button again, it's telling me that the level change is not available. This is what you want to see. You do not want to jack up the car until you see this message. Very important, and I'm very happy to see that it comes with one of these blocks for BMWs, so you're not gonna break off the little pad under the car. And I just noticed that these are double-sided, so it's 21 millimeters right here and 22 millimeters on that side. Same thing for this one, 19 millimeters on one side and 17 on the other. On this BMW iX, you will need the 17 millimeter socket. And then you just put this together like this. So we have some leverage to take off the bolts. Very easy because we also have this nice handle. So I'm just gonna loosen them very slightly before I jack up the car. This is what I meant about the little block on the scissor jack. Each BMW has this lifting point, so it's the square. It's pretty unique, I think, to BMWs. So this fits perfectly within that, and you're not gonna damage anything. If you use like a pinch weld scissor lift, you will not have a good time. Now we can use this very useful ratchet to lift the car. It makes it way easier than using this stuff. You'll definitely get sweaty if you do this on the side of the road. Just gonna leave it in that position in case it rolls back. I'm doing all of this by hand. Of course, I could get some power tools since I'm doing this at home, but I'm just trying to recreate a scenario as if you were on the side of the road. And it's off. Put that underneath. Wow, this one's heavy. Whew. This one weighs nothing compared to that one. Although, look how tiny it is. Another really important step is to install these hub-centric rings. The diameter here is larger than the one on the actual hub. So we're just gonna install it this way on the hub. And then this wheel goes over the top. Just like that. Now I'm just gonna line up the holes, put one in, make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and we can do it the rest of the way. I'm gonna tighten it by hand like this as much as I can. Then I'll do a better job once the car is on the ground. Now I can remove my actual wheel and tire and lower the car. Almost done. Now with a little bit more leverage, we can make sure these are really tight. Yep. And we're done. Well, as expected, everything fits. We cleared the rotor, so that's not in the way, even though this is an 18-inch wheel And the stock wheels on this car is 22s or 21s, so big difference, but it clears it pretty well. As you can see, the caliper is also not an issue. It has been a few days now and I've done over 100 miles on this spare tire, as I really wanted to put it to the test. I've had no issues with it at all, but I did learn another important lesson. Make sure you take off the sticker from the tire. The first 5 minutes of driving were a little unnerving actually, as the car started jerking and the traction control light came on. I quickly turned off regen on the car as I thought that was the issue, and everything seemed fine until I tried to accelerate quickly. Turns out my car was sensing lower traction where the sticker was on the tire and thought it was on ice or something like that, and modulated power to other wheels. Very strange feeling. I ripped the remains of the sticker off shortly after, and it's been perfect since. So after 100 miles of driving on this tire, I have to say that I almost didn't notice a difference. Of course, I didn't try drag racing or do anything stupid, as this is an emergency tire and much thinner than the rest. Surprisingly, it did well even in the rain. Anyway, why does BMW not include a spare tire anymore, and should you get one like this? Well, first of all, it's cheaper not to include one. Second, weight reduction. Realistically, a spare tire is rarely used, so carrying that weight all the time is worse for fuel economy. And lastly, space. In this electric BMW, the space is used for batteries, and what little left is a little extra storage for your charging cable. Most run-flat tires are also pretty good and easier to deal with for most people. So there are good reasons not to include a spare tire. However, there are major problems here if you're not ready. First, you are limited to 50 miles of range on a run-flat tire after it's been compromised, and if there's significant damage to the tire, like a blowout, it's not safe to drive on at all. There's also the fact that the ride quality is much worse on run-flat tires, as they are much stiffer. So if you are looking for a comfortable ride, the best upgrade you can do is get a set of regular tires, and then you will definitely need a spare tire on those longer trips because you don't have that run-flat protection anymore. Also, run-flat tires are a lot more expensive than conventional tires, and on top of that, the tread life is usually half of normal tires. So installing regular tires and getting a spare will actually save you money over time. Anyway, after a few days, I think it's time to switch back, and this time I'll use power tools because it's a little bit faster, and then we'll see what condition the tire is in now. And done. When we take a closer look, you can see some remnants of the old sticker. We can also see we got rid of a lot of these little spikies. Everything else looks really good. I mean, as expected, it's a little bit dirty because I did drive it in the rain and it's been a few days. So let's put it back in its carrying case. Face down like this. The jack can go in the middle, right there, as well as the tools. And I'll use this little strap to keep it all together. And that's it. Now, will I carry the spare tire with me everywhere I go? Probably not, as I mostly drive within 10 miles of my house. But if I ever get on the road for a longer trip, it's going just right here. It doesn't take much room. It's safe to use on the front and the rear of the car. It's DOT rated, and I've tested it to be easy to install and drive on. Lastly, if you're thinking of getting one yourself, they have a kit for every car, but don't assume any kit will just fit your car. For example, the tire size is exactly the same on my iX and X7. However, the X7 has larger brakes, and this kit from the iX would not fit in the front. I'm pretty sure it would fit in the back, but I haven't tried. Either way, you can search by vehicle on their website and you'll get the exact kit that you need. The X7 kit includes a spacer and a larger wheel to make sure it fits over those front brakes as well as the rear without any issues. You get to choose if you want the tools or just the wheel and tire itself as well. Will you be getting one yourself? Links in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.